Okay. Put your pitchforks down. We're going to talk about it. For those of you who have not seen, this is what was on Global when we all logged in this morning. And, yeah, it's a bit shit. So it seems like we are not getting the Kamen Rider collab. That sucks. I was really, really excited for it. Even as someone who is not like a mega fan of Kamen Rider, I just thought it was super cool. So I imagine for the proper big fans of Kamen Rider, that was really, really sad. And I know there are people who are going to get into the game just for it. So obviously it's sad for them as well. Which is why I just want to immediately start out by saying that I've seen people in various Discord servers saying that this is like to spite Global or something. Like, come on guys, this company doesn't hate money. If they could have brought it to Global, they would have. I imagine, and this is my prevailing theory, that because these kind of things take a long time to finalise, they probably had this whole collab like planned. The set was in production probably before the game even came out on Global, like 5-6 months ago. So it would not surprise me if that's why. It just was not in the contract to come to Global. It really sucks. It does really suck. But for me, the questions are less about the cards themselves, because yeah, not getting the Kamen Rider cards does suck, but I mean, I think that artwork is pretty cool. I'm not worried about not getting cool looking cards. I'm more worried about the associated events. We were meant to be getting, so Japan's getting a brand new quest mode. What's happening with that? You know, they're getting a ranked season specific for Kamen Rider. What's happening with that? The Kamen Rider set specifically, they've said, is going to be getting a free pack every day. Are we going to be getting that with Heroic Masquerade? There are a lot of questions. We don't have any answers. So let's just chill for now, see what happens. Hopefully it's good news and we end up getting, you know, suitable replacements for all the stuff we're missing. Hopefully. Now, I would not say it's all doom and gloom just yet. I know a lot of people have been saying this is the second collab Global has missed. It's not true. The first collab was Sword Art Online, which came out like before Global released and ended like a day after Global release, so there was literally no point in localizing it. And they localized obviously the set that replaced it. SAO doesn't count. Calm down. This is the first collab we are legitimately missing. I hope it's the only collab we are legitimately missing, because if there is another one, like if the next collab, for example, was Gundam and we just didn't get it, it doesn't look good for Global if that happens. At that point, you should just go play JP. If you enjoy the game, there like really isn't a reason to hang around on Global outside of your account, which, you know, sunk cost is what it is. So yeah, chill with the pitchforks. I've seen a lot of really very pissed off people, justifiably pissed off. I'm not pissed. I'm just really sad and disappointed. But let's just find out what happens. Let's chill for now. I'll be updating you. Don't worry. You'll find out what happens here first. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and start reviewing the cards from the Kamen Rider set, which will be this set. We will be getting all these cards just with different art. And one bonus, really looking for the silver lining here. One nice thing, if we are missing the collab, is we won't be getting that thing where 3 additional cards are added into the set at the end of the month. So we'll just get that right at the start. So yeah, you won't have to go back in mid-month. You can just go and all the dust costs will be a lot lower because it's not a collab. Obviously the dust you gain from dusting will be lower as well, but I think net it ends up being good in terms of dust economy. Anyway, those are the very few silver linings of not getting the Kamen Rider collab. Of course, that is it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the card reviews now. Enough rambling, we'll see you in a second. Oh, and actually, before I do get started, I've seen a lot of people who are happy about this too. I've seen a very large number of comments from people saying that they are sick and tired of the collabs. They just want real Zenonzard cards. There you go, lads. You got your real Zenonzard cards. Enjoy it. I know a lot of people won't enjoy it, but also a lot of people will, so it is what it is. Personally, I wish we got the collab, but I appreciate that not everyone thinks that way. Okay. Now I'll actually go to the new cards. Okay, so obviously, caveat, these are the Kamen Rider artworks. We will, seems, not be getting these short of a major fuck up on the Global side, which I think is highly unlikely, so don't get your hopes up. But let's go ahead and go over the cards we got today. I believe it is all the green cards and a few others, I think some purple stuff as well. So this is Boost Green Carmen, obviously it'll be a different boost. Boost ability, when destroyed, put this minion into the field, self-mill, then henshin into Green Carmen. So basically, yeah, when it's destroyed, you're going to lose this boost thing. It'll go to base, you put it back in, and you henshin. That's pretty damn good. In my opinion, that's pretty damn good. Very unfortunately, Facebook is a piece of shit, so hopefully there is not too much loading here. Okay. The next one is Boost Any Common. Boost ability on attack, rest an opponent's minion with a cost of 7 or less. That's pretty good. It's +2/+1 as well, which is definitely nice. Okay, next, this one boosts a 2 or higher, cost 2 or more. Base when placed. If you have a minion with Carmen, you get +1 movement, so that's nice. And a boost during your turn, this minion can henshin even if you already have henshin this turn. When you henshin more than once per this turn, instead of putting this card into the base, banish it and put a green mana in the rest state. This is really, really good. Being able to transform more than once per turn, like for example, if you could evolve more than once per turn, that would be crazy. So yeah, this is really good. Adds a lot of versatility to these kind of transformation decks, and I think this is going to be a very, very important piece, perhaps in every color. Perhaps this seems very, very, very strong in my opinion. Okay, so some ability which is generic henshin. Now, okay, so for those of you who do not know how henshin works, transformation. Here's my understanding of it. You fulfill the trigger, and you then go into deck, and any appropriate target is then basically swapped out and put into play in the exact same state, and you can swap out for anything that fits the conditions specified on the card and has a mana cost equal to or less than the amount of mana in your base. You do not pay that mana cost, but for example, if you have 5 mana in base, you cannot transform into the 7 costs, you can only transform to 5 or less. Okay, obviously I'll explain that better when we get proper English translation. That's just my understanding of it. I think that's correct. Anyway, so on your turn, if this minion is in the rest state, it cannot be chosen as a target for your opponent's effects. That's primarily good against like green, really. I guess on attack, that's actually, yeah, on attack that's really good because it basically goes, okay, you can't touch this one attack. So as long as this is kind of the first thing you do, that's pretty strong. And obviously, you know, it transforms, so there's that too. Okay, next we have got 3 cost is another generic henshin. When transformed, put 1 green mana in your base. So this one will ramp you. That's really nice. Definitely really nice for 3 as well. And it's worth saying, you know, you can just transform into, you know, so for the 2 cost, when you're at 3, you can just transform into the 3 cost and get 1 mana, go to 4, shove it to base, go up to 5. Could be pretty nice. Definitely. So this 3 cost also has henshin on attack and on transform. Rest 1 minion with a cost 3 or less. That's not bad. It's not bad. Very good against yellow, of course, but against everything else, it's a bit air. On your turn, this minion cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Destruction is not that, you know, good against purple, of course. Reasonably good, very good against red too. But red and purple are definitely going to be falling off in play, so less useful, but definitely decent. Okay, so this one also has generic henshin. I think you can kind of assume that basically all the cards will have transformation. When summoned and on transform, put 1 green base minion with Carmen and boost from your deck into your base in the rested position, and then shuffle your deck. This is, of course, very good because it ramps you, it deck thins, and you can do it multiple times. So that's pretty good. The one question I have is I believe the on transforms effect will happen when you go into them, not when you go out of them, if you get what I mean. So if you summon this and then you transform out of it, you will only get that ability once. You're not going to get it twice. So I believe how it works. So this card has Pierce on this 5 cost, and then Henshin of course, and when transformed it will become active. So if you swing with something, transform into this will continue the attack, and it will also return to the active position, so you'll get a second attack with it, which is quite nice, especially if you're getting that, you know, sort of for free on your turn. I think the transformation mechanic is going to be really, really powerful because you can just build a board, kind of keep it there, and then like once you hit like 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7 mana, you can just go boom boom, like make something big, boost, get a second transformation, make something else big, play your normal spells, play other minions. Can be pretty strong. So here's we got our first legendary, 7 cost. Of course, size transformation. When transformed, choose 2 opponent's minions. So if they are active, rest them. If they are rested, destroy them. This is also up to 2. I imagine that's kind of how all these effects tend to work. When summoned and on attack, rest one opponent's minion. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Of course, playing this for 7 is not very good, but transforming into it is really, really nice. So yeah. I imagine that will be the case with pretty much all of these cards. You want to transform into them, not play them. So there is a card which I spoiled myself on earlier, which will be very relevant for that. When summoned or when transformed, choose 3 minions or forces. If they are rested, they become active. If they are active, they become rest, and you can choose any 3. So this is a really sick ability. I'm a massive fan of this. Very, very versatile. As a passive, whenever your opponent or force becomes rested, your opponent's minion or force becomes rested, this minion will get +1/+1, and on an 11/2, it's going to get big. You could very easily make this a 14/5. Yeah, 14/5. And on attack, put 1 opponent's minion or force into the rest state. If you do, they don't become active until the next standby phase. So you transform into this, you can rest 3, and then you swing with it, and you can rest 1 more. And this will be, and this will have what, 6 DP. That's pretty scary. That's definitely scary, and that's assuming you only do this. And of course, if you like transform into this from a 2 cost or something, that is mega value. Okay, next we have got a purple card. So this seems to be the villains from this series. This has Revenge, and when destroyed, mill each player's deck by 1. So good mill support. This is a demon as well. So demon support for purple. We're moving away from skeleton for this set, it seems like. Okay, next we have got another demon. When destroyed, draw 1 card, and at the end of your turn, put a Claydol Dauphin from your trash into your hand. Okay, so this is actually very cool. This literally like floats itself. You play it, you'll draw a card when it's destroyed, and then you'll return it to your hand. But of course, you are playing a 3 cost 2/1 for that, which is not fantastic. However, I mean, it could be okay. It just depends on like the synergy with demon here. But if you get multiple of these with the battle spirit demon, the one that like you can like, I think it's like nuke your board, or like when it's destroyed you draw and stuff, that could be a pretty tasty combo potentially. We'll have to see how that tests, but interesting, definitely interesting. Once again, I do apologise for these loading times, but Facebook is a piece of shit. Okay, now this, again, demon. When summoned, destroy 1 allied minion. If you do, summon 2 Masquerade Donphans. So I assume this just manufactures them out of nowhere, and that is a lot better. This is pretty nice, honestly. Nuking, like one of your tiny early game minions you just played for the tempo. This is like, for example, like this actually gives really reasonable value to the Myviol chain on Demobone now, because that has been nerfed. So you play your Demobone, they're basically never going to remove it because it's a fucking Demobone, why would they? And you just nuke the Demobone and you get this, and then you get 2 more Masquerade Donphans, which are going to be plus at you. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So the demon deck, it could be something, you know, it could be something now, which is exciting for sure. Okay, another demon. When summoned and when destroyed, you can destroy 1 3 cost or less link on. I think that's meant to say minion, not link on. Destroy 1 3 cost or less minion if you do summon a Masquerade Donphan. So I don't think this specifies your minion, so that's pretty good. But obviously for 5, I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, then we've got 7 cost 6/2 demon. On attack and when destroyed, your opponent destroys one of their minions. Powerful effect, but again, really overcosted for what it does. Hard to justify, you know, running a card like that. Next up, we have got another legendary card. and the translation is literally not loading. Okay, here we go. Alright. When summoned, you can put any number of common cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw as many as the card returns. So it's a slightly worse Platona, but it's 2. And obviously it has... and then passive on your minion is when your minion with when transformed is destroyed, put it into your hand, which is a really, really valuable ability there to basically just stop you losing your stuff. It also has Skeleton as a class, so that is worth keeping in mind. Yami Carmen, Thonk, we'll see, but that's pretty exciting. And also I'm a massive fan of the art, so I know we're not getting this artwork, but hopefully the artwork we get on Global is just as cool. Hopefully. Okay, next up, another legend. When summoned, return all minions with when transformed to their owner's hand. Okay, and trash at the end of turn. If you have a colored common minion, put this card into the field. This effect does not stack. Damn. I mean, I feel like that has to be pretty good, honestly. I can't see that not being good if Kamen Riders take over the format. If they don't, it's kind of cheeks. In JP, this will probably be really, really good on release because everyone and their mum's going to be playing Kamen Rider. But the trash effect is obviously nice. Just getting a 6/2 back every turn is pretty cool. But probably not that good overall. Okay, then we've got our first mega cheap consistency minion. Base, when retreated, put one green or neutral minion with common from your hand to the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw a card. And when retreated, it goes to rest state. I think this is really good. Getting that kind of filter is very valuable in the early game, specifically because you really need to be hitting tempo, and this is going to help you do that. So yeah, I think this is really good. Yeah, I mean, in green, obviously you're not running this in anything else, probably, unless it's like multicolored, of course. Okay, 2 cost, main or flash. Rest one opponent's minion or force, and in the trash, when your minion is transformed, return this card to your hand. That's pretty good. It's going to recur itself, so that's pretty good. And of course, it'll be 1 if you use Chiron, and for 1, this is clearly amazing. So yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, next we've got lots of cards today. If it'll load. 5 cost spell. Main or flash, rest all opponents' minions with BP 400 or less. It's for 3, so obviously this would have been 1 with Chiron, which would have made it incredibly valuable with Golem Summon running around. Obviously now Golem Summoning is nerfed into the ground and is basically never going to see play outside of a Golem specific deck. So yeah, a lot less good, but 400 is a reasonably high barrier actually. So I'll be interested to see how this ends up testing. Probably not that good right now, but this is definitely a card that could just swing in very randomly in a super aggro based format. And this is a minion token. So this is a 1/1 token. It's a skeleton. And it's a token. So it says Masquerada Dopanto? Not 100% sure, don't know Kamen Rider that well. But this is a skeleton minion, skeleton token, so that's very interesting. And we shall have to see where this goes from here, because that could be a bit mad with that skeleton support. Right, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, drop a like. Please comment your thoughts on everything in this video. I know there is a lot to go over, a lot to talk about, and not all of it good. Let's keep it civil. And sub to the channel, get me to 1K, because I heard if you do, we will actually get the Kamen Rider collab on Global. Don't question it, just do it, and we'll find out, yeah? And join the Discord servers linked in the description for chatting about Zenonzard, and I will see you in tomorrow's video where we'll go over a whole bunch more cards from the Kamen Rider set. Cheers.